Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Everton career on FIFA 13. We're kicking things off with that replay fixture in the FA Cup against Newcastle United. We're playing away. There was my start 11. A few of the top players out due to lack of fitness because we've been playing so many top games against the likes of Arsenal, PSG, and we've also, in this video, you'll find out who we play in the next round of the Europa League. Newcastle look to open up the scoring in the first half, but Bournemouth, like the beast he is, managed to save that and gobble it up. For some of the games in this video, you're just going to be seeing the goal highlights simply because I want to be pushing on with the season and getting to those important fixtures, especially in the Europa League. Well, Morales opened up the scoring against Newcastle, and Newcastle United went and got the equaliser in the 19th minute thanks to a tap-in from Hugo Almeida. Bournemouth made the mistake of not being able to hold on to the ball, but before the half-time whistle was blown, Tarat for Everton made it 2-1 in the 38th minute. He just hammered that. Krul was unable to hold on to it, and it went into that top corner of the net. It was 2-1 to Everton in the second half. 57th minute, Tiote for Newcastle made it 2-2. The full-time whistle came round, and that could only mean one thing. This was going into extra time, something that I hate to do because of the players' fitness, of course, and because we've got bigger fixtures coming up. But Fellaini, in the 110th minute, made it 3-2, and what a goal it was. Again, Krul unable to hold on to it, very unlucky in this game, and it just goes into the top of the net, and we go through to the next round of the FA Cup. At the end of that game, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go check out my shortlist, see who we've got on there, because I'm getting excited, because as we know, the season is coming to an end, and I'm looking forward to that transfer window reopening in the summer and seeing who we can possibly bring in to strengthen this team, because if we do get that spot in the Champions League, we're going to need a stronger team to compete in the group stages and maybe even the knockout stages if we get through. Anyway, we did play Arsenal. You saw my starting 11. There was no highlights in this game, very dull, and it was the first leg of the Europa League quarter-finals against them, but it was a good result against Arsenal. Shame we didn't pick up the win against them like we did in the last video in the BPL where we beat them 3-1. I did sim this match against Newcastle. I'm kind of sick of playing Newcastle. We beat them 2-1 in the BPL, picked up the 3 points there, and we move on to our next fixture, which again was against Arsenal, but it was the second leg of the Europa League quarterfinals. If we won this, if we could pick up the one here, we could be going through to the semi-finals, even closer to the final. And I know we can do it. We had a full fit team as well, playing Fellaini in the central defensive midfielder, allowing Tarat to start the game as well instead of sitting out on the bench. This Everton side almost opened up the scoring. Darren Bent with the first shot. Szczesny parried, but Jelavic was there. All he had to do was just tap it into the back of the net, but I think I held on to the circle button just a bit too long there. But there was still time to continue grinding Arsenal down and try and get that first goal of the game. We got a corner, we kept pushing forward. Jelavic did look to open up the scoring again in the second half, but Szczesny just on form in this one. And Pienaar swings and across, finds the header for Fellaini. The ball falls to the feet of Hallam Hope, of all people. He makes it 1-0 to Everton in the 84th minute. Just 6 minutes remaining. What a goal. Szczesny unable to see the ball. His own teammates blocking his vision. And that goal from Hallam Hope puts Everton through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. And guys, you're going to find out who we get in the semis in this video if you stay tuned. So after that fixture against Arsenal, here is the tournament tree. We are through, and Everton are the only English side in the semi-finals of the Europa League. So come on, you Blues. Roma are through, as well as Marseille and Saint Etienne. So another month has passed, and my scout, my personal scout, who's been out and about across the whole of England, Joel Akinfenwa, has come back after continued scouting Anthony Clark and Danny Murphy. I do decide to sign up Anthony Clark because his potential is looking very promising, reaching up to maybe 84. So I do decide to sign him. Maybe that was a bad choice. I asked him to continue scouting Danny Murphy, and we've also got a few new names as well that he's picked up on, such as Tom Clark, Sam Collins, Peter Bennett, and Faria Bertrand. Murphy was looking promising in the first month, but after the second month of scouting, I didn't want to waste Akinfenwa's time and definitely Everton's money in continuing scouting him. I reject him as well as Faria Bertrand and get rid of Tom Clark as well and continue scouting Sam Collins and Peter Bennett. That's one thing that I am looking forward to on FIFA 14, and that's the upgraded scouting network. I believe they've been working on that. What are you guys looking forward to on FIFA 14? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on to our next fixture. It was in the BPL against Reading. We was playing away. Fellaini opens up the scoring in the 27th minute. Christian Tello, the loanee from Barcelona, made it 2-0. Pierce got a red card for Reading. They did get a goal, but it just wasn't enough to see off the challenge of this awesome Everton side. We pick up the 3 points at the Majeski Stadium, and we move on to our next fixture, which again was in the Barclays Premier League. We're starting to catch up now after all these competitions that we've been in, like the Europa League and the FA Cup. And it was against West Bromwich Albion. I was hoping that Jan Muka was going to be starting this game, but he's not even on the bench for West Brom. Instead, they've got Ben Foster. Why did they sign him if they're not going to be playing for him? I feel so frustrated for Jan Muka because he wasn't getting first team here at Everton, and it seems as though he's not getting first team football at West Brom. Tarat opened up the scoring, making it 1-0 to Everton in the 62nd minute. What a goal, almost burst in the net. And right on the 90th minute, Ola John back and forth with a bit of dribbling here and there. We look to make it 2-0. Tarat, once he gets scoring, he cannot stop. He makes it 2-0, and that was the final score. Right on the 90th minute, and we walk away from Goodison Park with 3 points. Our next fixture was at Wembley against Tottenham Hotspurs in the semi-final of the FA Cup. If we can do this here today against them, we're going through, we're coming back to Wembley at the end of the season, and that can only mean one thing. Another live commentary video, guys, which I'm looking forward to doing if we get through to the final. Here's my starting 11, probably my best starting 11 of the season so far. You may be laughing from that mistake from Van Ryn, but continue laughing, please, because Danny Rose picks up the ball for the throw and just basically gives it to Darren Bent, which was kind of a freak moment. Darren Bent, one-on-one with Lloris, makes Tottenham pay for their mistake, making it 1-0 at Wembley in the 8th minute. All this Everton side had to do now was keep their calm, keep their composure. That's what I had to do anyway whilst playing this game, and we'd be going through to the final. At half-time, we was looking in good stead of doing that and going into the changing rooms 1-0 up against Tottenham. Tottenham had a free kick. Lloris took it, but the ball landed straight to our feet again, and Christian Tello gave the ball to Darren Bent, and he saw Tarat making a run. Oh, what a goal! What a volley! Take a bow, son! Tarat, 80th minute, 2-0 to Everton, and surely, with just 10 minutes remaining, we could hold on to that lead and go through to the final of the FA Cup. What a goal! Let's just take a moment to see that again. Beautiful. Just takes his time. So cool. Beautiful goal. And I have to admit, that was probably my favourite goal I've scored on FIFA 13. It was absolutely amazing. That was the final score anyway. We beat Tottenham 2-0. We will be returning to Wembley near the end of the season for the FA Cup final, and that can only mean one thing. I will be doing another live commentary, full match for you guys. Can't wait to do it. Anyway, we move on to our next fixture. There's no time for just sitting around and waiting. It's in the Europa League semi-finals against AS Roma. I was feeling really confident for this fixture because we've already knocked PSG out. We've gone through to the final of the FA Cup. We're looking in good stead for this competition in the Europa League. And as we all know, AS Roma just aren't the team they used to be many years ago. We could take advantage of that because this Everton side that I put out was fully fit, was feeling fresh and relaxed. And all we had to do was go out there, maybe grab 1 or 2 goals against Roma. In the first half, just within 20 minutes, Leighton Baines gives the ball to Jordan Ayew with a nice little bit of skill, tricking the defender there. Hammers the ball. I thought it was going to be saved, but the ball in the split second deflects off the defender there, and it just goes into the back of the net. Felt kind of sorry for Roma there, but there is no mercy to be given in the Europa League. And look at Ola John here. Nice little nutmeg. You've been nutmegged, son. He runs on with the ball, can see that green grass, crosses in the ball, finds Darren Bent totally unmarked, and he just puts it wide when he should have made it 2-0 there. And what a goal from Roma. Fair play. They deserve a round of applause from that. Picked out perfectly. Borman came out to catch the ball, but just headed it past him in time. It was 1-1. We still had that away goal, and once again, Darren Bent on the volley. I need to stop doing that and taking my time and keep my composure with the player. He probably would have made it. It probably would be 3-1 by now if I had done that. But no, it was still 1-1. We did get a penalty as the game was coming to an end. De Rossi there, the captain for Roma, not looking too happy. Instead of giving this one to Baines, I decided to give it to Jelavic. He was the one that won us the penalty, so he deserved to take it. He steps up and, as cool as you like, makes it 2-1 to Everton in the 71st minute. 2 away goals. That will do just nicely. Thank you very much. But we were still eager for a third goal, and Jordan Ayew almost got it with that diving header, but the goalkeeper for Roma, Stecklenburg, just keeping it out. You know, someone asked me in the comments below in a couple of videos back, which team are you going to manage next after Everton? It might be Roma, because they seem as though they are in need of major help, because Tarat made it 3-1 to Everton, and that was the full-time whistle. We've got 3 away goals to take to Goodison Park. There is no reason now why we can't take this and go through to the final of the Europa League. We move on to our next fixture and see that league table. Everton are top. After those games that we won, after I simmed them, gave us those 6 points. We went top, we leapfrogged Chelsea after they drew a game, and we are now 2 points top of the Premier League. That's the first time this season that we have reached top position, and what a position that is. If only we could beat Norwich here and continue our good run of form and hope that Chelsea over at Stamford Bridge was to lose or maybe get a draw. There'd be no stopping us. We are a force to be reckoned with, this Everton side at the moment, and I was just hoping for that fairy tale ending to the season. But Norwich, they put up a bit of a challenge in this one. They were stubborn as mules, and Rodriguez picks out Teti, and Bournemouth did well to save the first slide-in shot, but Rodriguez was there to just tap it in. Nice and simple, 1-0 to Norwich. This Everton side were then immediately put onto the back foot. We had it all to play for. We were looking desperate. We wanted to get back into this game. Darren Bent could see Hope making a run. Bennett didn't realise that Hope was so close to him, and Hope just steals the ball off him, slotting the ball past Ruddy and making it 1-1 against Norwich. We was back into this, and it was all still to play for come the second half. Houlihan looked to work through my defence. He goes down after a sliding challenge from Sylvain Distin, who gets himself a yellow card, so he had to be very careful now with any future challenges he made. And Johnson for Norwich took the ball down the right wing. He held onto the ball after a failed attempt from Jagielka to defend it, and it was an absolute scramble in that box to get to the ball, and Houlihan finished the onslaught attack from Norwich, making it 2-1 to them in the 86th minute. There was only 4 minutes remaining, and that just wasn't enough for this Everton side to get back into the game and maybe walk out with just a point. We dropped 3 points to Norwich, which definitely wasn't what I was hoping for, but we just have to keep moving on and continue to stay focused for that next fixture in the BPL. Here is the league table. Chelsea are now level on points with a 65 apiece after they beat Southampton. And you guys will have to stay tuned, because you will be able to see who wins the Premier League in the concluding episode. Will it be Chelsea? Will it be Everton? Or will it be Man City? Or will Manchester United be able to retain their Barclays Premier League trophy? I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace out.
With 53 points.